Welcome back, everybody. This is another video about the most haunted places on Earth. Let's begin. Starting us off today at number 13, we have haunted Poveglia. Located just outside of Venice, Italy, this island has quite a dark history when it comes to death and suffering. First, some background. Poveglia is an Italian island located in the Venetian Lagoon between the city of Venice and the mainland of Italy. The island has a long history that dates back to the Roman Empire. During the Middle Ages, it was used as a quarantine zone for ships arriving from the east to prevent the spread of disease. And then, in the 18th century, it became known as the Island of the Dead because it was used as a burial ground for people who died of the plague. It is said that the island is cursed and that the ghosts of those who died there are still present on the island. One of the most well-known legends associated with the island is the story of the ship La Zanzara, which arrived in Venice from the East Indies in 1483. The ship was carrying silk, spices, and other valuable goods, but it also had a secret cargo, which was a group of people who were infected with bubonic plague. The authorities did not realize that these people were infected until it was too late, and the plague quickly spread throughout Venice. The island of Poveglia was then used to quarantine those who were infected, and it soon became overcrowded with the sick and dying. It is said that over 60,000 people died on the island from the plague, and their bodies were buried in mass graves. In the following centuries, the island continued to be used as a quarantine zone for ships arriving from areas where diseases were prevalent. This included people with cholera, yellow fever, and smallpox. It is said that over 100,000 people died on the island from these diseases as well. During World War II, the island was used as a prison camp by the Germans, and it was here that many people were tortured and killed. It is said that the ghosts of those who suffered and died on the island are still present there. After the war, the island was abandoned, and it remained empty for many years. However, in recent years, there have been efforts to turn the island into a tourist attraction. Some of the buildings have been restored, and there are plans to open a hotel and a restaurant on the island. But many people believe that the island is cursed, and that anyone who goes there will be putting themselves in danger. There have been reports of strange and unexplained phenomena on the island, including sightings of ghosts, strange sounds, and even physical attacks. Some of these stories have been attributed to tourists who have been drinking heavily and may not have been entirely aware of what they were experiencing. However, others claim that there is a darker, more sinister explanation. One of the most famous stories is that of a young couple who decided to spend the night on the island. They had heard the stories of the island's curse and were determined to test them out for themselves. They brought food, water, and a camera with them and spent the night exploring the island's ruins. In the morning, they returned to their car and tried to leave the island. However, they soon realized that they had been locked out of their car and had no way to get back into it. They spent several hours trying to break into the car, but eventually had to call the police to come and rescue them. When the police arrived, they found scratches and bite marks all over the car, as well as strange symbols that had been spray-painted onto it. The couple was traumatized by the experience and never returned to the island. Another story involves a group of teenagers who decided to go skinny dipping on the island. They had heard rumors that if you swim naked in the waters around Poveglia Island, you would be granted eternal youth. However, they soon realized that the water was freezing cold, and they quickly got out and began to run around the island to warm themselves up. One of the teenagers collapsed from hypothermia, and the group had to carry him back to their car and drive him to the hospital. He survived the incident, but the experience left him with permanent nerve damage. These are just two of the many stories that have led people to believe that Poveglia Island is cursed. Whether or not this is true is unknown, but one thing is for sure: the island has a dark history, and it is possible that the spirits of those who died there are still present on the island. So if you ever find yourself in Venice, it might be best to stay away from this particular island. On our number 12 spot today, we have the Waverly Hills Sanatorium. The Waverly Hills Sanatorium is a former tuberculosis sanatorium located in Louisville, Kentucky. It was operational from 1910 to 1961, and during that time it saw thousands of patients die from the disease. The building itself is massive and imposing, and its history has led many to believe that it is haunted. The sanatorium was designed by noted architect Herbert F. Duncan and features over 500 rooms across 3 floors. It was built in the early 20th century and was meant to be a state-of-the-art facility for treating tuberculosis. The sanatorium was staffed by doctors and nurses who were dedicated to providing the best possible care for their patients. However, despite their best efforts, thousands of patients died from the disease while staying at the sanatorium. Over the years, the sanatorium fell into disrepair, and it was finally closed in 1961. Since then, it has been the site of numerous paranormal investigations, and it is now open to the public for tours and events. One of the most famous stories associated with the sanatorium is that of Timmy, a little boy who died in the 1920s. It is said that his ghost can often be seen roaming the halls, looking for his mother who died in the same sanatorium. Another famous story is that of the Shadow Man, a tall, dark figure that has been seen standing at the end of hallways and behind patients in their beds. Many have reported feeling uneasy and even scared when they see him. There have been numerous paranormal investigations conducted at the sanatorium, and many investigators have captured evidence of strange and unexplained activity. One of the most well-known investigations was conducted by the Ghost Adventures team in 2010. They captured audio and video evidence of strange voices, footsteps, and even full apparitions. Since then, the sanatorium has become a popular destination for ghost hunters and paranormal enthusiasts. People from all over come to visit and experience the strange and eerie atmosphere for themselves. Some people believe that the sanatorium is haunted by the thousands of people who died there from tuberculosis. Others believe that the energy of the place is simply too heavy and that the sadness and despair of the patients and staff members is still present in the building. Whatever the case may be, one thing is for sure: the Waverly Hills Sanatorium is a place that should not be messed with. And lastly, on our number 11 spot today, we have the Ancient Ram Inn. The Ancient Ram Inn is a historic inn located in Watton under Edge, Gloucestershire, England. It is believed to be one of the oldest and most haunted places in the country, with a history that dates back to the 12th century. The inn was built in 1145 AD and has since been through many changes in ownership and renovation. Throughout its long history, it has served as an inn, a tavern, a residence, and even a hospital. It is said that the building was constructed on top of an ancient pagan burial ground, and that this is the source of its evil reputation. Many people have reported seeing ghosts and experiencing strange and unexplainable phenomena while visiting or staying at the inn. Some of the most famous ghosts include that of a little girl who is said to wander the halls at night, and the ghost of a man who is seen sitting in one of the chairs by the fire. Other guests have reported hearing strange noises such as footsteps, whispers, and even screams. Some have even claimed to have been touched or even bitten by invisible entities while staying at the inn. The inn is now open to the public, and visitors can stay in one of its many rooms or simply visit for a meal or a drink. However, it is said that those who stay at the inn do so at their own risk. The inn is said to be cursed, and many people have been driven mad or even died while staying there. Whether or not the Ancient Ram Inn is actually cursed is unknown, but one thing is for sure: it is a place that should not be messed with. If you are looking for a haunted place to stay, this may be the perfect spot for you. But if you are not brave enough to face whatever may be lurking in the shadows, then it is probably best to steer clear of this inn. Thanks for watching. Remember to tune in next time for more videos on the most haunted places on Earth. See you soon. Bye.